When Star Trek debuted in 1966, audiences were introduced to a captain unlike any other, William Shatner as James T. Kirk. Since then, dozens of starship commanders have graced the franchise, but few, if any, have lived up to the swaggering authority, quick wit, and sheer presence of Shatner's Kirk. William Shatner in Star Trek set a standard for sci-fi leadership that's rarely been surpassed. While the likes of Patrick Stewart's Jean-Luc Picard or Avery Brooks' Benjamin Sisko each brought their own gravitas to the role of a starship captain, Shatner's portrayal of Kirk remains the benchmark. His performance embodies charisma, courage, and impulsive brilliance, making Kirk the most iconic figure in the Star Trek universe. For casual fans and hardcore Trekkies alike, Shatner's Kirk is still the defining image of the franchise. There are countless standout William Shatner moments in Star Trek, but certain episodes and films showcase his unique ability to blend humor, intensity, and raw emotion better than any other. These performances continue to remind audiences why Shatner's Captain Kirk is synonymous with Star Trek's enduring legacy. Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, Star Trek, TOS Season 3, Episode 15. Kirk proves he's willing to risk everything to keep control of the Enterprise. Kirk and Spock inspecting a body in Star Trek the original series. Let That Be Your Last Battlefield finds Kirk locked in a psychological war with Commissioner Beale, Frank Gorshin, who seizes control of the Enterprise. Beale's near-absolute mental domination would be overwhelming for most captains, but Kirk refuses to yield even an inch of authority over his ship. His solution? The ultimate game of chicken. By initiating the self-destruct sequence, Kirk demonstrates the cool nerve and steely resolve that define his command style. The tension rises with each voice authorization, building to a crescendo that leaves viewers questioning whether he truly intends to destroy the Enterprise. Scotty's, James Doohan, grave delivery makes it clear, Kirk might actually follow through. William Shatner in Star Trek thrives in moments like these, where quiet confidence becomes a weapon. His measured tone and unwavering glare turn what could have been a bluff into one of the most influential power plays in Trek history, proving Kirk is more than just a swashbuckling adventurer, he's a leader with nerves of steel. The Trouble with Tribbles, Star Trek, TOS Season 2, Episode 15. Kirk's wit cuts through bureaucracy with perfect timing. Star Trek, the original series, The Trouble with Tribbles. William Shatner as Captain James T. Kirk. Tribbles. While The Trouble with Tribbles is best remembered for furry chaos, Kirk's sharp exchanges with bureaucrat Nils Boris, William Shalert, provide the episode's true highlights. Shatner delivers Kirk's disdain for petty red tape with perfect comic timing, balancing authority with exasperation in a way that makes the captain instantly relatable. The Priority 1 distress call scene is peak Shatner. His controlled fury, punctuated by the line, "I have never questioned the orders or the intelligence of any representative of the Federation until now," underscores Kirk's intolerance for incompetence. The delivery is biting without being melodramatic, encapsulating his ability to wield words as weapons. This lighter but still commanding performance shows another dimension of William Shatner in Star Trek. In an episode overflowing with comedic elements, he ensures Kirk remains grounded, authoritative, and unmistakably in charge, even when buried under a pile of tribbles. Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, movie, 1986. Kirk charms his way through saving the future. Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, William Shatner as Admiral James T. Kirk and Catherine Hicks as Dr. Gillian Taylor. By the time Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home arrived in 1986, Kirk was already solidified as an icon. However, what sets this Star Trek movie apart is how it allows William Shatner to show a lighter, charming side of his captain. The dinner scene with Dr. Gillian Taylor, Catherine Hicks, highlights Kirk as not just a commander but a surprisingly smooth operator. The exchange is witty and sly, with Shatner striking the perfect balance between earnestness and playful manipulation. Kirk's ability to make an outlandish story about saving whales from the future sound almost believable is a testament to Shatner's magnetic charisma. Unlike his usual command-heavy performances, here we see Kirk as a man who thrives on charm. Shatner's work ensures that the scene never veers into parody, keeping it grounded in sincerity. This moment encapsulates what makes William Shatner in Star Trek so unique, a performance that could swing from dead serious stakes to mischievous humor without missing a beat. The Changeling, Star Trek, TOS Season 2, Episode 3. Kirk defeats Nomad with nothing but logic. Kirk staring at Nomad in the Star Trek episode Changeling. Captain Kirk had a knack for outwitting artificial intelligence, but Star Trek Season 2's The Changeling offers his finest logic bomb victory. Faced with the hyper-intelligent probe Nomad, which mistakes Kirk for its creator, Shatner delivers a clinic in rhetorical combat. Every word drips with authority, steadily unraveling Nomad's supposedly perfect logic until the machine self-destructs. The brilliance lies in Shatner's delivery. He's calm, deliberate, and commanding, making the audience believe that Kirk isn't just improvising but strategically dismantling Nomad's reasoning piece by piece. It's the kind of performance that defines Kirk's intelligence, not just a man of action, but a man who knows how to weaponize words. The sequence cemented a long-running trope in Star Trek, the captain talking a computer into implosion, but Shatner makes it feel fresh and tense. William Shatner in Star Trek isn't just a fighter or a charmer. In The Changeling, he proves Kirk's most dangerous weapon might be his mind. Space Seed, Star Trek, TOS Season 1, Episode 22. Kirk's showdown with Khan is raw, desperate, and unforgettable. Star Trek, the original series, Space Seed, William Shatner as Captain James T. Kirk and Ricardo Montalban as Khan Noonien Singh. When Star Trek introduced Khan Noonien Singh, Ricardo Montalban, audiences were treated to one of the greatest rivalries in science fiction. The climactic engine room brawl in Space Seed showcases Kirk at his most vulnerable. Outmatched by Khan's genetically engineered strength, Shatner portrays Kirk as a man scraping by on grit and instinct. The fight isn't elegant. Kirk's famous Kirk Fu chops bounce off Khan with little effect, and the desperation is palpable. Shatner doesn't shy away from showing Kirk battered and out of his depth, which makes his eventual victory through sheer ingenuity all the more satisfying. It's a defining moment for both character and actor. Shatner proves that Kirk doesn't need to be flawless or invincible. His humanity, his refusal to quit, is what makes him legendary. That raw determination, paired with Shatner's full-tilt physical performance, cements Space Seed as one of his most iconic Star Trek outings. Return to Tomorrow, Star Trek, TOS Season 2, Episode 20. Kirk inspires with the unforgettable "Risk is our business" speech. Star Trek, the original series, Return to Tomorrow, William Shatner as Captain James T. Kirk. Sometimes, Shatner's best work as Kirk wasn't in battles or love scenes, but in moments of pure oratory power. Return to Tomorrow features perhaps his most